Well, welcome to this episode of Sooner Legends Podcast. I'm your host, Mike the Legend. We are waiting for Big Mike to come in. He is going to be joining us shortly. He is taking care of some business right now, but I thought I'd go ahead and hop on and get the show started. If you're new to the channel and new to the family, and if you love college football, especially the Oklahoma Sooners, you have definitely come to the right spot. Jump out and hit that red subscriber button and turn on your post notification bells. That way you won't miss any OU football related content. And if you're watching on a computer, you will notice down in the right hand screen there is a YouTube icon that you can hover your mouse over and you could subscribe without leaving the video. Could you give us a like in the comment? Give us a dislike because it helps push the algorithm of YouTube. And also, could you share this video because sharing is caring? Well, as we are waiting on Mike to come in, uh, hello, Steve G. Hope you're doing well, legend. At the end, I have a question to ask you as a historian of Sooner football. Gotcha, Steve G. Well, hello there, Kimberly K, the first lady of Sooner Legends podcast. How are you doing? Garrett Bullware, how you doing, brother? Hope you're having a great Monday. Uh, Glad to see y'all. Uh, and here comes my co-host now. Hello,
Sorry.
Mike. How you going, brother?
What's going on, man? Sorry for the delay. I had to take a little business phone call here real quick.
Oh,
Sorry
you're
about that.
all good, Mike. I just figured I'd jump on, give the introduction, and give the shout out to everybody in the chat, and just get it rolling. Well, Mike, a lot
Yeah.
has to be discussed about Saturday, brother. And do we start with the good, the bad, or the ugly?
Um, it's whatever you want. I usually prefer the bad and ending on good, but
Okay. Well, we'll start with the bad then. Let's address the elephant in the room known as the offense. Saturday, what did you see for from your perspective in the entire game of our offense?
um, more of the same at the beginning of the game. I don't think I don't think the decision made to change quarterbacks was an easy one, but I think it was the obvious choice.
Yeah.
Um, I think as a whole, you know, I heard I heard a lot of rumbling in the stadiums, and it was vaunted. It was not vaunted, but it was deserved, right? Because it's the same stuff we've been seeing. Couldn't run the ball, um, and that was one of the keys that we talked about, right? We got to be able to
Hmm.
run the ball effectively, and we couldn't do it.
Right.
And it made it hard. It made it tough, and it was just we weren't executing very well.
Right.
And we knew that defensive front was going to be good. It was going to be the best we faced all year, and
Oh yeah.
it was just a tough game. And he made a lot of Ja made a lot of turnovers, man, and
Yeah.
you can't you're hurting your team at that point. And I think it was an obvious choice, and I don't think it was I don't want to say it wasn't easy because I don't want to say it was easy because I know it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
But you
You
have to
know
do
that
what's best for the team.
you know on one hand Brent had a difficult decision to make, pulling Jackson and inserting Michael Hawkins, but Brent, being the good head coach that he is, knew he had to make some kind of change to keep that game at least in check and keep Tennessee from running away with that game. So I agree with you. Inserting Michael Hawkins was the right choice. And
Yeah.
I heard Gabe Eichert on the Oklahoma breakdown yesterday. He said if uh, if maybe Brent would have inserted Michael earlier after that turnover
Yeah.
on the 5 yard line, maybe Oklahoma could have somehow pulled out the victory. But he said, "Who knows? That's that's uh that's fishing in the sea. We won't know." But hey, Michael come in. He got us to the final score being 25-15. We lost by 10. You hate to lose, but with that powerful Tennessee team, you know, keeping them under their average score for the season to me is a W, is a win on that aspect.
Yeah. Yep. It was a dub for sure.
Yeah.
Michael Mondays. You're right.
Yep. Mike and Mike on Mondays. Boomer Sooner, Comanche Sooner.
Yeah.
And I felt in that game that OU's defense held Nico Imaliva for the most part in check the whole game.
Yeah. He had two big pass plays, I want to say.
Hmm.
Two big explosives, and but other than that, pretty pedestrian. Solid game. He got sacked a couple times, stripped the ball.
Yeah,
But other than that, man, he's impressive
yeah,
a young quarterback. Man, he looked good. Real poised in the pocket, and didn't seem rattled. I mean, he was right
no,
in front of us when he come to the bench, and all that stuff. He didn't seem rattled, man. He seemed real poised. I was impressed by him, man. He's good. He's gonna be really good. I'm glad we played him
yeah,
early in the year.
yeah. I think
You
that's
see
one
him.
of the
He's
better
gonna be hell
offenses.
next year now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
He's gonna be
I
hell.
think that I think that's one of the better offenses we will face all season, in my
Yeah, they're
opinion.
pretty good.
But going back to the offense, I literally slammed my hand down on the table watching that game when a certain play was called, and it was when we was deep on our 1 yard line up in a shotgun snap, give the ball deep in the end zone, and Tennessee gets a safety. I still question that call.
I mean, I question the formation.
Yeah,
Um, I don't. I'm not a big shotgun, formation
me
guy,
either.
tight goal line like that, man. That was where it's a where. Hey, it's already rough. It's already rough
Yeah,
out there. We don't need to make it rougher, make it harder, rougher on ourselves. Like it was. We did it on offense too when we had the ball at the 6 inch line. Like, come on, man.
yeah, yeah. And Mike, I am in no way a player, a coach. I'm just a fan of football, a lowly podcaster. But if I uh, if I was calling that play, I would have had Jackson under center, run. Worst case scenario, you go three and out, and you punt the ball back to Tennessee, no safety. That would have been my thinking.
Yeah, yeah. Just give yourself some room to punt the ball.
Yeah, Jimmy, we can sit here and question what happened to JA all day long. We will never actually know what has happened to Jackson. I can tell you this, he looked like in that game that he lost his confidence, his swagger, and his moxie. I don't
Yeah,
know what I don't know what got into the young man's head. And please, guys in the chat, please do not think I'm throwing shade at Jackson. I love the young man. He's he's a talented kid. He Let's think about this, guys. Jackson was not a 5 star quarterback, Gatorade Player of the Year in one of the biggest high schools, Denton Guyer, Texas, for sitting on the bench.
yeah. Well, I think Stephen G just made an underrated comment
Yeah,
out there, and you know,
not having a quarterback coach.
God, man, let me tell you something. Got the quarterbacks, they got to have a position coach, and
Yeah,
I don't think not having a quarterback coach helps a young quarterback.
Exactly.
That's just me. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
You're right, Mike.
I
You're
don't
very
know.
right.
That just doesn't seem. This doesn't seem. I don't know why we would approach a young quarterback, you know, and leave him out there with
You know,
without a
I re-
coach. It's just,
I reflect back uh, to Bob Stoops's first year and bringing in Josh Heupel as our quarterback, and the next year after Mike Leach left to Texas Tech, Chuck Long was the assistant offensive coordinator and quarterback coach, which uh, back in the day, Chuck Long was second in the Heisman running at the University of Iowa for being a quarterback. And I remember in that 2000 national championship run how he developed Josh in the off season going into the 2000 season, and Josh was a complete different animal. But getting back to the now, uh, not having a quarterback coach is definitely evident as seen with
mhm.
Jackson Arnold.
Yeah. I see Jimmy Satterfield um, threw out a name right there. Do you know what his role is within Oklahoma and the football team?
Who's that? Seth?
Jimmy Satterfield.
Oh, he has. Let me roll up and find that
Yeah,
question. Let's see. Stephen G. Lossman. Uh,
yeah. So he's replying to Stephen G.
oh, okay.
Um, yeah, he's with he doesn't have anything to do with quarterbacks. I'll just say that.
Yeah, yeah,
And it is what it is.
yeah. It is what it is. It,
Yeah,
but uh, you know, we can we can sit here and discuss the what ifs, Mike. But
yeah.
you know, at the end of the day, uh, you just you just have to lick your wounds. Mike. You've played football. You
Yeah.
lick your wounds and go to the next game. Hey, they're shoddy.
Listen,
You have
man.
to
Here's
start
one
JA
thing.
next game, coach him up, and if he stinks it up, pull him.
I don't know. I think if you make this, I think you make
Oh,
the
Mike
decision.
froze.
The decision's been made, right? Um,
Yeah,
I don't know. I think right now you stick with Jackson Arnold, or I mean, Michael Hawkins. Sorry, I think you stick with Michael Hawkins, um,
yeah,
and you gotta go with him, man. You gotta go with him. You put him in there. The offense looked different. There was a spark. Um, there
mm-hmm,
was the life brought back into the team. You saw a quarterback. You saw Michael Hawkins. Lower his shoulders and really, really laying it all out on the line. I'm not saying Jackson Arnold didn't do that either, but I think you saw,
right,
I think you saw him start to win over some of that team and instill confidence and get their minds back right and having them thinking they can go out there and win a game and win the football games. Um, but yeah, I think you got to stick with
exactly.
Mike.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And also, Mike, it looked like watching that game that we wasn't getting no blocking hardly on the tight ends.
Yeah, yeah, there hasn't been. And listen, man, the tight ends are struggling with blocking. The O line, everybody's struggling with blocking right now. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just
everybody's struggling.
it is a collective, and they got to get better. And
Yeah,
I think Hawkins, you know, he erases some of those deficiencies in blocking, right? Because he can make people miss, and he can beat him with speed and get outside and make something out of it. With Arnold, that was it was more evident, right? Because he got sacked.
Right.
But I think Mike Hawkins can make a lot of people overlook that because he beats the guys. There's a couple of Tennessee guys, and I think Pierce was one of them. Had him dead to rights, and Hawkins made him miss. And
Mm-hmm.
it just goes to show you he's got another gear. It's a little bit different than what a lot of people are accustomed to seeing. And yeah, I think you got to stick with Mike, man. He's what else are you going to do? I think Coach Venables had one statement that pretty much summed it all up. He was tired of seeing the same thing,
Yeah. Well,
and I think
we got Bishop Frank joining us. I'm going to bring him in.
oh
Salute,
here we go.
Bishop.
Hey, big salute,
What's
How you
up?
doing today, sir?
man. It's good to see you, JC. I see you. I see you.
I see you too, Bishop. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, not a problem.
Well, what's your take on the things, Bishop? Hello,
Hey,
Coach.
I saw a young man have to go through quicksand, as we call it in the game. Is where no matter how hard you try, it's like the more hard you're trying, the more mistakes you make, and it's called quicksand. And so that's what we saw with the young man. And then Hawkins came in and the game was real fast at first and his mind was running real fast, but then he caught his stride. And so it was awesome to see that a young man caught his stride.
Mike, we also have Shoddy Parker from Just My Damn Opinion joining us. He's a internet legend himself. So, Mike, this is kind of big for us on our Mike and Mike on Mondays. We got two distinguished guests. Shoddy,
Hey,
welcome to my show, bro.
they better get Mike. You better get him to 500.
Yeah, Shoddy, how you doing today, brother?
Good, and yourself? A poor man can't complain.
Shoddy, why don't you introduce yourself to Mr. Boganowski and give him a little bit of your credentials?
Well, it ain't much to say, man. I'm just, like anybody else, I'm a fan of all college football. I just recently became somewhat of an OU enthusiast over the years from meeting some of you guys. I am a former player from UGA from '96 to 2000. So, I mean, I did play college ball, but I don't lean on that. I'm just a fan like anybody else.
Well, Shoddy, you deserve your flowers, brother. You and Big Mike have both played at the college level, and both of y'all knows the game more than I do. So, Shoddy, getting back to
I played against him.
oh, you did?
Yeah, we played Georgia in Athens. Well, I don't know what was that my sophomore junior year,
Oh, wow,
something like
Ah,
that. Like, Quincy
no,
Carter was the quarterback.
Quincy Carter.
yeah,
Yeah,
hey, I don't.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess we
I was
did.
going against some. I was going against some big monster offensive tackle that I couldn't do nothing against. It was a long day.
Okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Well, Shoddy, let's being a part of the UGA fan base. Let's get your your insights from you as a neutral OU observer. What's your take on the Jackson Arnold situation?
Yeah, I kind of put it in the comments, and like I say, once again, I just give my opinion from an unbiased situation. I don't have a dog in the fight. And I'm just thinking from a coaching standpoint, this is a very delicate situation, right? And, DG is gone, but DG was, pretty much, however you want to say it, he didn't come back. And I think JA had a lot to do with it. So now you
Mhm.
have JA, who you have hit your cart to. You have hit your cart to this guy for the past 8 months. So I don't know what the coaching staff didn't see in this kid to where he didn't win the job. And all I'm just saying from a coaching standpoint, playing this the long game, in my opinion, you almost have to start JA. You have to give him a chance to stink it up again. And then you pull the kid because if you don't, I think you can lose him. Now, no one had any
Mm-hmm.
film on Hawkins, so he's supposed to come in and bring a spark. Nobody ever seen the kid. You don't have any film on him. But once you get film
Right.
on the kid, now you can scheme your defense against to stop this kid. And if this kid don't play any better, now you go back to JA. I just don't want to see y'all in that situation. I just want to make sure we're not prisoners of the moment and we look at this thing through all goggles.
Right. Mike, Bishop, Mike, I'll start out with you, and then Bishop, I'll let you give your thoughts. Mike, what? Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, like if we're talking about film, um, I mean, Oklahoma's put out horrible film offensively for the first four games. We haven't demonstrated the ability to do much explosively, right? Like big, big plays. So, I mean, I'm worried at that aspect, for all both quarterbacks, man, because I mean, they're stacking the box and say, "Good luck, bro. We're gonna cover you up, man," and um, good luck with that. And we haven't done well against it, but why I think we got a little bit of an edge is, with Mike Hawkins, getting outside and making stuff happen with his legs. Like, Jackson was making stuff happen with his legs too, but it's obvious Michael Hawkins is a little bit faster. But yeah, the tape, I'm worried on all that. We got to get better as a whole, but we're going to see it all, and those defenses are going to start trying to tee off on us. And I expect
Mm-hmm.
Auburn to do it next week, so we better come ready and be ready to try to block some of this, some of this heat that we're about to receive on Saturday.
Okay, Bishop, you go ahead and.
Yeah, I'm just piggyback off of Mr. Boganowski. That's no ifs. Right now, uh, with the young man, he showed that he has moxie. We know that. But now, are we going to go back to the old offensive system? Or are they going to go with what Mike knows? Because the JA's offense is a little different than what Hawkins' offense is. So it might behoove us to go ahead and let the young man battle out this week and make a decision by Thursday before we make an absolute decision on the starter.
I
But
agree with that, Bishop.
I want to give because I'm with I hear what Shorty's saying. We're trying to make sure we give him every opportunity to come back from whenever you make major mistakes. But also, we're running an organization that's trying to go to a championship. So if nothing else, it's fair enough to do an actual where they have to win it this week, and then whoever wins it, then that's who it is.
Can I ask a question to you guys, the panel?
Yeah, go ahead, Shotty.
Is this I guess this kind of based off of this right here? Is your backup? What's his name? What's his name again? Hawkins.
Uh, Hawkins.
Yeah,
Hawkins.
Mike Hawkins.
Is Hawkins better behind a bad offensive line? Or could Jackson Arnold be better with a competent offensive line? You see what I'm saying? Maybe this kid,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, throwing it out there. Maybe this kid, other skill sets is more prominent because of the offensive line play. I'm just
I'll
throwing it out
I'll,
there.
I'll dive into that one, Shotty. Yes. I think right now with the way our offensive line is playing, and Shotty, you've seen my comments. You know I'm still a high on Jackson Arnold. But the way our offensive line is playing and how hot garbage it is, I think Mike is the better fit for that offensive line until they can get some gelling going. And yes, with a competent offensive line, Jackson Arnold could light you up. What do you think, Mike? And then Bishop.
Yeah, I think like I mentioned earlier, I think Michael Hawkins' elusiveness and ability to escape and get out of stuff mask some of the deficiencies on the O line. I think Jackson Arnold, those deficiencies and people coming on block is not covered up by taking sacks.
Mm-hmm.
Now if they both had we both had good if our offensive lines were strong in blocking people, I don't know. That'd be tough because you just don't know. But I think with the way we are up front, I think it's got to be Hawkins because he can get us out of some of those bad um, some of those bad plays.
Right. Bishop?
Yeah, I definitely support that. Also, I also understand that the young man, his process of how Kyler Murray's dad has trained him is more suitable for what we're dealing with right now because I think we're on our 15th line change of our offensive
Hmm.
line setup. So that in itself tells you the nucleus of the foundation of our problems. So if you JA versus a offensive line that's not stable, we're on our 15th line change. It might behoove us to go ahead and go with Hawkins because we know if something breaks down, he has the quicker feet of the two.
Yeah. Yeah. And even though, Shotty panel, getting back to the Alamo Bowl last year, even though Jackson threw those picks, he had some good yardage in that game, and that's when we had our full complement of offensive line players. What do you think,
Yeah,
Shotty?
and
No, fair enough, man. I think you guys have pretty much made your points clear. I have a difference in opinion, but it's okay. And I want to say first of all, again, man, appreciate you for having me on the show, Mike. I've been saying I was going to come on. I was finally able to come on, and it's good to be able to come on this show and be able to express an opinion, and you guys not take it as an attack. I think they're just valid
No.
questions, and I appreciate you answering the questions. You know, respectfully and truthfully on how you feel. So yeah, with you guys, I have no quarrels with what you said. I mean, I think what you guys said are very fair and valid, and yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, Shotty, uh, you've known me long enough to know that I've stood 10 toes down with Oklahoma, and I call it like I see it, and I keep it 100. Do I not, brother?
I just hope that you guys have definitely made the right decision. I think only time will tell. Hey, we're only going into the fourth game here, so fourth and fifth game for some people. And only time will tell. But I think it's just going to have to be some things definitely schematically that you
Yeah.
guys may have to adjust to your game plan. And I'm just wondering, you know, does it really matter what offensive line is? I mean, what quarterback is in there due to the front? You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. Mike,
There's me.
you want to take that?
I didn't catch all of this. Kind of jumbled on me. Can you repeat it?
Repeat yourself, Scotty, please.
And we're expert. I mean, I said a lot. I apologize. No,
It's okay.
I just basically saying. I just hope I don't disagree with any of you guys have said. I think what you guys have said is valid. It just, in my opinion, I just hope I don't think no quarterback, depending on the offensive line play, is not going to matter. And I just hope that the decision is not based more on the lack of offensive line play than what's really going on schematically. Now, if you guys are saying that, you think this guy processes information better, he reads defenses better, I'm with you 100% because that was one of my things that I said about Jackson Arnold a long time ago. He was a one read quarterback. He puts the ball in the
Yeah.
belly and he throws the slant. If the slant is not there, then all hell is going to break loose. But I've said that for a long time now, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if it's any of that. To be honest with you, I think it was the turnovers. I think there was just too many. There was too many turnovers, and we even though the guy I think it was 25-2 at some point. I don't think we felt like the game had got away, and he needed to make a change before it did get away. And they scored 12 points in the fourth quarter. It should have been 14, but we had dumb penalties. And then we missed a longer extra point. You want to call it field goal, but yeah, I don't think it was the fact that he's a one read quarterback. And I mean, I think that's most quarterbacks in college right now. I think they've dumbed it down to where it's a one read system, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. They're just tailoring the game to a lot of these quarterbacks are young, but I just think it was turnovers was
In
the
all
main reason
fairness,
why.
I get to say that. See, that's why I like pro style offenses. Like quarterbacks who I like to see when they drop back or you take the snap, their helmet swivels from left to right, back to left. And what I'm
Mm.
talking about, Jackson Arnold, I don't see him doing that in you guys' particular offense. I don't know if that's the way it's being coached or that's the way it is, but when you normally see a quarterback, I like to see his helmet start one way, it moves to the other way, you make a decision. If not, it goes back.
Yeah, and that's quarterback development, right? These kids. I mean, it's his fourth, fifth game, and that takes years to learn in the system. And I think Tom Brady actually had a very amazing soundbite not too long ago about the game being dumbed down and not coaching and making
Yeah.
it easier on the quarterbacks and not being in a system, and learning how to play within the system and learning how to be a better quarterback. They're kind of tailoring it to a quarterback and making it easier on them instead of that quarterback getting better in that system, and preparing them for the NFL or big time college football. But I just think that's the way college football is kind of going right now with the RPOs. It's a one read, and I
Go
don't
ahead,
I don't
Mister.
think that's a bad thing on Jackson Arnold. I just think he's really young right now, and people are expecting a lot out of him, and
Yeah.
maybe unrealistic expectations, in my opinion.
And Mike, what you just to pick about, do you think these young men they follow Twitter and all these other could a lot of that be playing in the back of his mind as well?
I don't know. I don't know if they're big on Twitter. I think other social media stuff is what they're, but I don't know if it's too much Twitter. So yeah, I mean the outside noise is outside noise. I don't think he has to be on Twitter to feel or hear that. You know what I mean? I think
Right,
he
right.
I think he
I
knows
was
he's
just
not
using that
playing
as an
well.
example. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he knows he's not playing well, and when you know you're not playing well, you're going to, sometimes try harder and start pressing, and it
Yeah,
just didn't work out for him, man. And we had a couple costly turnovers. We had 2 turnovers after we just got turnovers, and I
Hmm.
don't know if I've ever seen that before. I would love to know if that's ever happened in a football game where you create a turnover and give the ball right back to him on a turnover. I'd love to see if that's ever happened twice like that. That was
Yeah.
that was mind blowing. It's crazy.
yeah, that was mind blowing. I don't. I've been on the earth 53 years. I ain't never seen it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, those craziness.
Well, I was on Shotty's on another podcast with a gentleman by the name of Coach I. He does the Saturday night snap count, Fanatic Sports, and I was a guest on their show, and Shotty agreed with me about that play I spoke of, going in the shotgun on the 6 inch line and getting a safety.
Yeah, yeah, Mike. I mean, once again, I don't understand that. I put that on coaching. I understand that's your scheme, but if you're a quarterback, you in that particular situation, you have to put your quarterback under the center. Why have him in the shotgun already in the end zone? The running back does not have no momentum to go downhill. If anything, I would rather you get up under the center and run the quarterback sneak 3 times in a row and punt the ball and play
Yeah,
defense.
yeah, because your defense has been playing awesome all night.
Yeah, why would you put your quarterback 4 yards in the end zone and give it to a running back who doesn't have downhill momentum and wonder why he get a safety? It's too much.
Running,
Go
well, I
ahead,
mean, you
Mike.
got to look at it too, man. We're running it right into the strength of their defense,
Yeah,
and like that. I don't know, man. Well, first of all, you can't have a false start, on
yeah,
1st and 5 at the 5.
Yes.
Can't do that. But yeah, we just didn't make it easy on ourselves at all. Like
yeah,
like I mentioned earlier, you got to get those easy wins, man. 1st and goal on the 6 inch lines, get up under the quarterback, sneak that thing in there.
So
yeah,
First and
from a schematic standpoint, with the new quarterback you guys have, I like his skill set as well. So, what do you think you guys would change offensively from a schematic standpoint to get this guy to be successful?
Go ahead, Mike.
I think he's a RPO guy.
Yeah.
I think he does well at it. He's been training at it. He ran it in high school. And I'm not saying JA didn't do that, but I think when you watch Michael Hawkins, he makes that read and makes decisions a little bit faster, in my opinion. It's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you see that ball come out of his hands, it's got some pop on it, and it's a quick
It does.
decision, and the ball is on a rope. I just think he's a little bit more comfortable in making those reads, even pre-snap, and once the ball's been snapped, I think he's making quick decisions, and he probably is doing a little bit better at this stage of their quarterbacking.
Go ahead, Bishop.
Yeah, I can't put it no better than that. I just think that K1's listen to me, K1. I think the quarterback coach that he's been working with, is got him ready and actually has him read defense and understands where the spots are that he needs to pass to. So I just think he's ready for his moment. And if given the opportunity and win the job, then he needs to be the winner and go do it.
Yeah. I'm going to piggyback off of y'all. Mike Hawkins. Even what school did he go to in Texas again? It lost. Which
Frisco
one?
Emerson.
Frisco Emerson.
Yeah, he went to Allen and
another
then
high
to
school before that.
Do what, Shouty?
No, I was saying he went to Allen first before he went to Frisco Emerson.
But yeah, I think Mike has a little bit better snap on the ball when he passes. It pops a little better, a lot quicker release. And if you notice, I've noticed this with Mike. He kind of keeps his head on a swivel a little more than JA. Not saying anything bad about JA, but Mike's head is on a swivel.
Yeah, I think he's got a better feel for the pocket. I think he got a better feel for the pocket right now. And he's got a sense of where he's getting pressure from. I mean, he had one play where a guy was coming off the edge, to his front side, and the guy was running to his back shoulder, and at the last second, he still made a miss. Mike Hawkins still made a miss, and when I saw that, I was like, this kid's got it, man. When I saw him, man, I can't remember. I don't know if it was Pierce or it was one of the safety or whatever who they brought off the edge. But man, let me tell you, when he made that guy miss, I was like, we got one. That was a hell of a play.
What else you got, Shotty?
Man, I apologize. I was trying to pair my head. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, buddy.
Okay, I was trying to pair my headset up while you was talking. I kind of lost track of what was going on. Just in terms of from a schematic standpoint, I kind of agree with the RPO game. I think you guys gotta find a way to manufacture something in the running game, whether it be with the RPO, you throw more screens, or you throw the ball a little bit more horizontally. But you got to find out a way to help the young quarterback out with some rushing yards, and maybe even have some design rushing plays for him where you have actually an extra blocker in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Mike,
Agree.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Bishop Frank. I'll let you go first.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Bishop.
No, hey, you guys know I definitely agree with that, because whenever you could go 11 personnel and now the quarterback's in play, it opens up the full field. So I think that would be an excellent job, but also we need to hold the offensive line to the bar. It's time for them to understand they got to take accountability and make sure they do their part as well.
Now, Ron, OU was no match for Tennessee. Josh took it easy on the Sooners. Ron,
I disagree with that.
But our defense was pretty much in Prime Alita's head the whole entire game. Now, even though y'all won by 10, Oklahoma's defense was matching up with your offense.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I don't.
Jody.
I, I disagree. I disagree with Josh. Took it easy on the Sooners, man. They were blitzing the crap out of us. They were bringing somebody on every down, and I think offensively for Tennessee, I think Heupel, trusted what he saw with his eyes, right? We weren't doing that. Their offense wasn't gashing us. They weren't. They had a couple big plays in the first half, and really wasn't happening. We were starting to get to the quarterback. He had a 20 to 25-2 lead, and I think if he did try to do that, things happen in football. A tip pass, interception. I think he did the smart, responsible coaching thing and ran the ball, ran the clock, and got out of there with a dub. And
Yeah.
I think that's an underrated move. I think that is a great
Now,
a coaching point right there, and it was a
me and
great move by Heupel.
me and Bishop Frank, was talking on. I'm sorry, Mike. Bishop Frank and I were talking on the phone the other day, and yes, Josh Heupel went conservative, but Josh knew that we were blitzing, bringing the heat on most every play, and he knew our offense was not be close to being capable. So
Yeah,
he
that,
called conservative.
and that's the thing. He's the only
What do
knew,
you think,
and he
Shotty?
knew the only way he knew he was going to win is if the defense made a big play and got him back in the game with a touchdown, a pick six or something like that, and he took that out of the equation, man, and pounded the rock.
To you
Exactly.
guys'
What do you
point,
think, Shotty?
I would say this, and you very rarely hear me talk about UGA. But I talked about some guys about this offline, and what Hyper did was he pulled a Kirby move. He got up on you. He realized you
Mm-hmm.
were not going to be able to score enough points, and he just wanted to get a few first down and play defense, get out of there healthy, and move on the next week. It was just that simple.
hmm
Yeah. Yep.
He
You
really
can't be.
did. He pulled a
You can't
Kirby
be.
move.
I'd have done the
Yeah.
same thing.
You can't be more right, Shotty. But well, now I guess we've run the offense in the ground as far as we can run it. Let's talk about the good in our defense. Guy Bishop, Shotty, Frank. Uh, our
I
defense
was
played
surprised
good
at the
enough
speed.
in that game.
Yeah, I was surprised at the overall speed, to be honest. I give Jason a lot of AT hockey speed just because, we do a lot of shows together. And I'm a fan of
Mm-hmm.
another team. So I poke a little fun. But honestly, just real talk, I was definitely surprised at the overall speed on the defense. I think Tennessee did a good job, though, of making the linebackers stay in a little bit of space. Um, but other than that, I think your front was played exceptionally well. To be honest, I think you guys shut their running game down. There's a lot of what Hyper wants to do to get his offense going. But for the most part, you shut them guys down. You just dealt with short fields a lot of the time, and that was not to your fault. But other than that, I was impressed with the defense. But I have to stand on my business and
Yep.
be honest with you. I think you guys have a very good defense, but it's not elite. And the reason I'm not gonna say it's elite because the numbers don't say it's an elite. You may have played an elite game, but they're talking about the short sample size. Right now, you guys are not elite, but you guys have a great defense. You just got to get the offense going to help play complementary football.
Mike.
I mean, when you say elite defense, man, I don't know how many elite defenses you could have in college football at one time, or if it's like
The
over a
top
span.
five, Mike. The top five. The
I
top
think
five defenses are generally elite.
top five. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think time will tell. I mean, I think we're a good defense. Our defense is going to keep us in games and give us chances to win every game. I just I still think there's a couple teaching points out there, with the defense and coverages, and there might have been a couple mistakes here and there that got to get cleaned up. But you know, if you was to ask anybody prior to this game, you know, what Tennessee's offense was going to do to our defense, the narrative was they're going to hang 50 on us, or you know what I mean, they're going to give us a 60 burger. And I mean, it is what it is. I thought the defense played well, but they could have played better, and I think the defense knows that as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, but elite is you know, that's a tough category to hop into, top five. And you know, I don't think we're there. I don't think we're elite, but we're a damn good defense. And I tell you what, we are elite at is creating turnovers. We got to do better capitalizing off those turnovers. But elite wise, man, we get after the ball. You know, we get active in that aspect. And I think we're averaging. Oh, we had 6 the first game. We had 3 last. I don't know what we had. Yeah, we're like 3 or 4 turnovers a game. So we're doing well in that aspect. We just got to stop explosive plays.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bishop.
Yeah, I like to piggyback off of that. They average 2.38 yards per rush is what they earned that night. And so, least if nothing else, in the SEC, running game and offense and defensive line are very important. So we're on the right track. We're always got room for improvement, but I would say we're a very good defense, and but we need to complement our defense with our offense. If our offense can get it together, we got something special going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I'll add to this. Saturday night after I got off the show with Shoddy and Coach, I run the numbers, and even with Tennessee scoring 25 on us, I went and did the points that's been scored on OU all season long. So far, we've only given up 14.75 points a game. That ain't bad at all. What do you think, Shoddy?
Again, I don't want to get into semantics. Again, I think I stated, I think you guys have a very good defense. I mean, it just certain people use the term elite. That's the only reason I use the term, because when you're talking about elite, to me, you got to be a top 5 defense. I think you guys have a very good defense. You're ranked 28th nationally in total defense. I mean, that's damn good. You can win. You can win a lot of balls. You can go into the playoffs, with that type of defense. It just, you use the word elite. So when the word elite is being used, we gotta speak about it. Some people talk about context, all these type of things. I'm just saying, if you use the word elite, you need to be top 5 in total defense. And right now, you guys are not total 5 in defense. So to me, you are a very good defense. To everybody's point, you can win a lot of games, and I think you guys can go very deep in the playoffs if you can get the offense to complement your current defense, which can't do nothing but get better.
Right. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm looking up the top 5 defense. Okay. I gotta see.
And to your point, trust me, Mike, I done looked at it. The top 5 defenses, they all giving up less than 2 yards per carry a game.
Oh, okay. Much salute.
So that's what I'm saying. When you talk about elite, you just have to, it can't be a loosely used term. It's all I'm saying.
Yeah, right. Hey, what would you say? We do have the right ratio of competitive depth on our defensive side, Shorty.
I think you guys look good defensively. I'm saying I don't have. Listen, I don't want this to turn into a me against OU and who got.
Oh no! That ain't what I started.
No, okay. I don't want y'all to think. Okay, I got it.
Don't.
Okay. No, I like I said, I love the speed. I was very impressed with it. I like the way you guys rotate guys on the front. Matter of fact, your front 7, I'm very impressed with. There was some cornerback play I didn't like. That just, in my opinion, I think number 20. He's a baller. I don't even know his name, but he's a baller. Number 20. He's a free safety or safety.
Lewis Carter.
So, and that's what I think you guys. That's what you guys do have. What takes to make an elite defense. You guys got a stud on each level, and that
Mhm.
what it does take to make
Yeah,
an elite
Shotty, how do
defense.
you,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Mike.
Shotty? What you think about what you think about our linebacker Danny Stutzman?
I was just you took the words out of my mouth. That's why I was just going there. I mean, he's clearly a stud. I mean, I think he had 3 tackles, but once again, I think he was put in situations what I was trying to tell some people earlier. I think they did that schematically. A guy like that, you have a game plan to get him out of the game because if you let him play football, mono with mono, see ball, get ball, he's going to destroy you.
Yeah, yes, that's did he still get his double digit tackle out
No, he
out
only
at
had
the
three
end of the
tackles,
team
I think.
season?
No, he
Three
didn't have that.
tackles. Okay.
Yeah.
But that was done schematically. That's what I'm saying. You have to do that for a guy like that because if he don't, Stetson, he can ruin your offense by himself. Let alone the other guys you got playing along with him.
Yeah.
Jason has a question. He said, "Here's a question: Is Ole Miss really elite or elite via stats and playing FCS trash?"
There goes Jason. Tell Jason start being emotional, man.
I mean, I think, these first couple weeks of stats and, all that is, I see I see it, and they are where they are, and we'll see what happens um, as we move into conference play here. And I think in about 4 or 5 weeks, you'll see the cream rise to the top per se, and you'll start seeing things evening it out. Whether it's top 10 defense and offense, and all those stats that you know I don't I'm I don't pay too much attention to it. I look at it, but I'm not a PFF guy. Every time I turn on the internet,
Me either.
but there is. I think numbers are inflated this early in the season, and we'll see some changes in a couple weeks, and we'll find out who's the real and who's the fake.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this: it is so wonderful, a breath of spring and fresh air, that for the past 20 years, 2 decades, that I have watched my beloved Sooners without a defense, and Saturday night I got to see defense back at Oklahoma because I grew up during the Boz era. I grew up during the Selmans. I mean, I loved my defense, and seeing that Saturday night, I relished in it. I didn't get, the game was already out of question, our offense. I said, well, hell, let's watch the defense. And man, guys, I'm glad the defense is back at Oklahoma. Whether we're elite or not, I'm glad to see us competing defensively in the SEC.
Hey, and Mike, to the panel, to your question, and
Yeah.
Bishop, let me ask you guys this question too. And I think I talked about this on the show as well. You guys have definitely flipped, from offense to defense because generally I always say a good team takes on a coach personality, right? So I think you guys have
Right.
taken on BB's personality and you have gotten very strong defensively. Do he
Mm-hmm.
have or do he have to find an offensive coordinator that can match his energy? Because if not, you're going to kind of stay in that limbo area. And we were like that for a long time too, as well. You're going to always have the coach's identity, and you don't have the offense that can play complementary football to match that energy. Does that make sense?
Yes. Go ahead, Bishop. I'll let you start, man.
Shorty, definitely. I definitely understand that. And I think, Shorty, you probably would agree, this gauntlet that we're about to go on is going to put everything in perspective because there's no place to hide. And without a shout, we're going through the fire. So uh, by the end of that, we'll have a definite understanding of where we're at when it comes to both sides of the ball.
Shotty, and I'll just answer your question like this. I will, before I jump on the get rid of Seth Train and fire this one, fire that one. Come back to me at the end of the year after all the
Fair
bowl
enough.
games and ask me the same question, because I've seen so many times at OU that you think that you need to kick the offensive coordinator out the door and get rid of him, and all at once this little beacon of light shines his head, and boom, we're back to playing offense. So get with me at the end of, at the very end of the season and ask me that question, brother.
Fair enough.
Because right now I can't answer it, being 4 games into the season, and with a lot of football still being left, a lot can happen, whether good or bad.
Yeah.
So
The
uh,
defense, they definitely have the mentality of Coach Venables. They got a lot of leaders on that defense. They got a lot of guys that play a lot of football on that defense and have been in Coach Venables' system for 3 years. So, and I don't know what the numbers are, but those Coach Venables defenses typically in year 3 is where you see that skyrocket in total defense
mhm.
and really making a jump. So there's a lot of talent,
Well, Big Mike,
on that.
to your point, you are correct. Even in this third year, granted, again, it is early in the year, but I think you guys went from his first year 120 something, and I think it went down to maybe 80 something. Now I think you guys are in the top 30. So I mean, you have made this is a big jump. So you are correct. Just to piggyback on what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's flowing.
Yeah,
The defensive talent is flowing. We're rotating guys, and the linebackers. We lost Dolby. That
Oh
was
my
that
God,
was
that.
tough. That was tough, but we got Omosigo, and we got some other guys that can play the position. I think you might see a little Woody Washington there. I think you might see some of the young buck, Reggie Powers the third. He's a young head buster, and you're going to see him out there, getting some reps. And we're just building depth. And next year it's going to be, we're going to lose Bowman, we're going to lose Billy and Stutzman next year, and Ethan Downs, but there's
And
a few
Ethan
other
Downs.
ones too. But we got some talent coming up, and they're starting to sprinkle in some of them young bucks and getting them some meaningful snaps. And
Oh yeah.
you look at the safeties. My son, I think he might have had about 10 snaps in the third quarter. I saw
yeah.
Jaden Hardy come in and lay the wood on a run fill. He played good, and you're starting to see it. Even with our linebackers. Lewis Carter was playing a lot. Um,
Yeah.
had a big hit right on the sideline on a little screen pass. I mean, Lewis Carter looks
Mhm.
great. You seeing the freshman Eli Bowen on the corner. So they're starting to build. They're starting to build and get those dudes big time game reps. And man, they're going to be really good, man. And I tell you what, man, that Eli Bowen, he's like a fly on shit. Pardon my language, but man, he's
Go.
he's
Hey,
Oh, you good? You good?
he's like white on rice, man. He's locked in on them cats, man.
I tell you what. One of the X factors that I've been waiting on is number 0 on the defensive line got in,
Stoney.
and
Stoney.
even he pushed his man back and then shut them and went over to the ball carrier with Holton, G baby, and
Yeah,
they arrived
yeah.
there at the same time. So it's a beautiful thing when you can go that deep on your defensive line. It hasn't been seen in a long time at OU. Let's be
Hey,
Yeah.
honest.
Grayson Halton. Hey, Grayson
God.
Halton. He's made a
Whew.
couple of plays that have just like, he chased my boy Mensa on the sideline out on a big third down, and usually you see a quarterback that get the corner on a big defensive lineman like that, but he
Right.
he ran him out of bounds, and he did the same thing against Nico this last game, man. And, dude,
Yeah.
those are big plays. He didn't get the tackle. He didn't get to tackle, but man, big plays. He was a factor. And G baby is real. You're right, Ryan. You're right, Ryman.
Yeah,
And
I was just gonna say that. To see him moving like that in the open field, because a lot of people don't realize how elusive Nico is because he's 6'6". So for the defensive line to be moving like that in the open field and put that kind of pressure on, that says a lot.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. G
and
baby is. I know his dad, and we call him the silencer because he just moves. He just moves so swift. But this year he put it all together, and it's great to see that he's putting it all together, and that he's just gone to a whole new level. And
yeah,
that's what we needed here because understanding the SEC is so line dominated that we got
mhm,
to be able to show forth that we can withstand it. And so it's awesome to see that the outcome wasn't what we wanted, but there's no ifs. By the time we got out of that game, we know we have a very good defense. Elite can be found out later when we go through the gauntlet, but I know this will be in more games than not.
And I think that's pretty accurate, Bishop, because what I would say is at the end of the day, once again, we can only prognosticate and go off the information that we have. We only 4 or 5 weeks in this season. But Tennessee was a damn good team. And
yeah,
that was a barometer check for them, for you guys. That'll let you know exactly where you are and things that you need to work on and fix. So I don't see that being necessarily a bad thing. I already see it now than later. Because right now, everything is still in front of you guys.
hmm yeah, and exactly, Shotty. I'm not doom and glooming with this one loss. I mean, still a lot of football left ahead of us. I mean, Auburn next week looks very beatable, in my opinion.
Oh, no, y'all gonna be beat them.
They got that. Hey, they're Hugh Freeze is taking some heat today, and
Oh yeah,
that doesn't. What's going on down there doesn't look too good. They got a real quarterback problem too.
yeah,
But yeah, I
They
think we
seem
can
to
go
be
down there.
regressing.
We can go down there and get it done.
Mhm.
And
what
if
did
I
you
could
say?
piggyback with you guys, is that I truly think that Tennessee was that barometer test or that fire test that we needed to know, okay, we arrived, but we got to get our offense on the same level as our defense, if that's fair to say.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey, Legend, will you click on Foster's comment right there? The next one up.
okay. uh,
Yeah. So I want to elaborate on this a little bit and touch on this. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier about, the first 4 games and getting the real test and the cream going to rise to the top. I don't know if what I just don't see how you're going to say right now that Tennessee's right now, yeah, they're better stats than Oklahoma's defense, right? Um, and yeah, I look at competition. I challenge you to look at the competition of who they played and what their offense is. But like everybody comes for this like, oh, this defense is better. How does Heupel got than BV? Like, we'll see. Like, it's okay. You guys can say what you want right now, but at the end of the day, like, we're gonna see at the end of the year, and
yeah,
it's all like the first beginning of the year. Like, okay, yeah, you guys, we played Temple, Houston, and Tulane. Maybe your defense is better, but when you get in the comments and you just start, like, I don't know, that just it doesn't make sense to me, and I don't know why you would bring that up. That's just me. I don't get it, and it is what
and
it
I'll
is, and you guys say whatever you want, but I just that stuff kind of makes me chuckle, and I don't know how you can put all your weight in, and put your weight in
Fos-
that. It's 4 games into the year. We'll see.
Foster, I will say this, buddy. Up to Oklahoma, Imaliva has been torching everybody. The average points going into Oklahoma was 119 to 13. He was socking the yards. I mean, What did OU's defense do to Imaliva when he came to the fucking Palace on the Prairie?
Yeah.
They shut him down, dude.
Yeah.
Our defense got into Imaliva's head and made him question himself. How in the hell can you sit there and say that your defense on Tennessee is an A+ and we're an A? We held Imaliva and Tennessee to their lowest points in 4 games, held them under their average yardage. Get out of here with that crap, dude. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
and
guys.
he
I
had a
got
couple good he had a couple good passes. Like he's going to be a great quarterback, and he had a really that really he threw one down the sideline over there, and the guy caught the back half of the ball. Man, that was a hell of a throw and a hell of a catch. And they didn't call it off. They didn't call it off. If they would have called it off, they wouldn't have blitzed on almost every defensive series. But yeah, that's all you guys got, in my opinion, right now, because you thought you were going to come into Norman and beat us by 60, and it didn't happen. So what's next for you guys? We'll see.
Yeah.
And I wish you guys the best of luck. But I'm not one of
Yeah.
the type of people that we start 3-0 against FCS teams and group of 4 and like, oh, we're going to win the national title. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those guys because it's tune-ups, and we had a couple tough tune-ups because our offense is stagnant right now. But hopefully it changed, and I hope it works well for you guys. But you guys got a hell of a schedule too. You got some big games coming up.
Go ahead.
all I got to do, with my family just talking, we keep all receipts, and we're willing to go through the fire test to go get our championship. That's all we need to say.
Yeah, Shotty, what you think, brother?
I mean,
Sorry, I got emotional.
I'm listening to you guys. I mean, what's the specific question? Because at the end of the day, I agree with you guys. It shouldn't be no doom and gloom. Once again, I'm a person like this right here. At the end of the day, man, we all can see the problem. What's the solution? So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy said he went down to his 3rd string tackle and didn't want to. Bro, I don't want to hear it. Bro, we've had 15 different combinations of offensive line in 4 games. Like, yeah,
and I'm going to address a small elephant in the room by some of the Tennessee podcasters Saturday night. Tennessee did not dominate Oklahoma. The score was by 10 points. They won by. That is not a domination. That's only a touchdown and a field goal. A domination is when you skull drag us by 45-7, 50-0, 50-3. That's a domination. And if OU had any type of offense, we would have been in the game. So we did not. Tennessee did not dominate us. Sorry. Maybe by stats, but not by the production.
Those are the conversations I can't have with you guys. Like I said, I'm not a Tennessee fan or OU fan. So when you get into the minutia of those kind of things, it's hard for me to, give my opinion on it because I'm not a fan of either team. So I apologize.
No, you're fine, Shotty. I'm just saying, to me, like you always say, just my damn opinion. In my opinion, domination is by the score and all of that. And we kept Tennessee in check, and they did not come to Norman and score 60 points like they thought.
I mean, if you're really like touting your defense, right? And you guys like, oh, we come up and we whooped you guys, we whooped your offense. Shit, everybody's been kind of whooping up on us on offense. Don't take too much pride in that. We haven't been able to run the ball on anybody. Like,
No.
It is what it is. I got it. We're Oklahoma, but man, we're struggling up front right now.
Yeah,
And if I could jump in, if we're struggling like that, why was it only 25-15? If you were gonna actually dominate us.
Yeah.
So guys, I'm
exactly.
That's why I'm so big on being a prisoner of the moment. And I get it. I don't want to start the conversation again, but I'm just saying adjustments can be made. You know what I'm saying? It's just not the end of it's one game. Really, it was really maybe a quarter. a quarter and a half. So that's why I'm like, why does there have to be drastic changes made? Sometimes you have to go through this and make adjustments before you make those drastic changes. And that's where I was kind of coming from. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning.
Oh
and
yeah,
and I hear where you're coming from, and so that's why I feel that just have them have a quarterback deal this week, so that way you evaluate and you make sure, hey, if we're making this change, we're evaluating after that game and see, are we making the right choice. But the bottom line is we have to get our offensive game going. There's no ifs ands or buts
But
about it
you know what,
because
Bishop?
go
And,
ahead.
and what I'm saying, what it's not going to be, and I keep saying I don't want to beat this dead horse and go back to it, but it's not going to be fair to JA because he's not going to be going. Hawkins not going to be going against the same caliber defense.
right.
He has the whole everything set up for him to succeed. Is what I'm saying. Going
Right.
I
into the
got
next
you.
game, he has everything set up. No film. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
has
I know
everything
what
to
you're saying,
succeed
Charlie.
for him moving forward. I'm just saying that's just why I just don't. That's why I say the prison of the moment. And I apologize for bringing
No,
it back up.
no, you family. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Your family, Scotty. And I'm going to try to get into the coach's head on the JA thing. By the way, I'm not a coach or a player, but I'm just grabbing for straws, if I will. That if you watch the first three games, JA was struggling, even in yardage wise. And then
Okay.
I think the dam burst in the Tennessee game, and BV had to do something because he seen JA starting to regress and trying to think like BV. Maybe he's trying to salvage JA to get him back to his game level mind, and maybe the a game off or two will settle his nerves and put Mike Hawkins in there to maybe provide some spark to a very bad offensive line. What y'all think on that, guys?
I agree. No, I agree. I think Mike Hawk he brings a little juice to the offense, and they definitely need that right now. There's some optimism, and the whole team needs that. Sure, I think it's a good move.
I will understand being a defensive coordinator. I see that we established something on defense. So without a doubt, I want the best game manager that can help us steer so that we can get enough points to win. So I trust the coaching staff. I can see where Shorty is talking about don't want to just base it off of one game, but understand he does
Yeah.
have several games. It just happened. I agree with you, Mike, that the dam broke, and that is like quicksand. The young man just kept trying to do too much,
Hmm.
is what I felt like, because some of those fumbles and those things were just, it was like he wasn't paying attention to his keys, and it was just like the game was too fast for him. And so
Yeah.
with that, um, I trust the coaching staff, but they'll make the right decision. I know if I had in their shoes, I would like to go with Michael Hawkins, but I see where Shorty is saying is you put so much stock into JA, you don't want to just start him on a bad situation. So that's why I feel good. Have a quarterback duel, make your decision, or if not, go with what your gut say. But I trust the coaches. We're too far away, and it's easy to judge when we're not in the fire, and so that's the way I see it.
Mike, do you see this comment I just put up on the screen?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't even know what that means, y'all. The Iowa, the SEC. I mean, according to all the Tennessee, a lot of Tennessee fans that were getting on me on Twitter about some things, I was the best defense in the Big Ten. So, okay, thanks.
The Iowa of the SEC. Seriously, dude. Bye. I ain't fooling with you. Later, dude. Have a nice life.
Hey, he's just trolling.
Yeah.
Just trolling.
He's banned.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
banned.
it is. I get it. I think I get it. You know, we got a good defense, but our offense can't score any points. I get it. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
It may be a fair comparison, but we'll see. I have no doubt that our offense will get better.
Yeah.
And hey, at the end of the day, man, you know what? We're still 3-1.
We're still
a lot of
3-1.
games.
Look,
Hey, still 3-1. Got a lot of games left, a lot of big games, and you know we're gonna go out there and compete, and you know we're gonna win a lot of games, and you know
Yeah.
we'll revisit all this. Y'all come, make sure you hop on the pod, follow my boy, Sooner Legend Podcast. Let's get him to 5, and at the end of the year, y'all follow him. You can come back on here, and we can revisit some of this stuff, and you can bring up some of
absolutely.
these
I agree.
questions. See what we
Yeah,
think.
we
like
Mike,
to, you know, we like to revisit things. You know, we're revisionists.
yeah, we're the visionaries. Mike, I'm going to tell you, we're up to 478.
I just looked at it. I know. Let's get them to 5. Let's go.
22
Hey,
guys.
Let's get it.
I second it.
unremove Foster and tell him to subscribe. You know, get him back, let him back in, man. Tell him to subscribe.
Yeah.
What we
Hey, Mike, he just went through the fire test. Put him back in.
No.
Yeah.
You compare OU to Iowa. Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
Bye.
Hey,
let's
it's yours.
let's revisit the prediction, right? 34-31, OU wins on last minute field goal. That wasn't close.
That wasn't even close at all.
No, wasn't very good.
Shotty, I wish you could have seen it last week. Boy, we had it 34-31 last second field goal. Boy, that went over like a lead balloon.
With a defensive touchdown, though. With a defensive touchdown.
Okay.
Didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
But Shotty,
Yeah.
look, I really do appreciate you coming on the show. This is your first time on my live show, and I would like to invite you back anytime. Me or Mike or myself or me alone, you are welcome to come on this show anytime, brother.
No, again, man, I appreciate it, man. Shout out to all the OU fans. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out to my brethren, everybody on the panel. I'm always a fan of coming on any podcast where you can express your opinion like a man and everybody respect it, and iron supposed to sharpen iron, right? So we should be
That's
able to
right.
talk about these things, and so I appreciate that, and I think I said that in the beginning. I look
Yeah.
forward to coming back on. Bishop, I see you a lot on comments. It's the first time we've ever been on the show together, but I appreciate it. Shout out to Big Mike. I've seen you on the show as well. It's good to meet you as well, man. And hopefully we can be together again at some point, which I'm sure we will. And we'll rehash some of these things, man. Once again, as men and fans, we're supposed to be able to talk about this, right?
Absolutely.
That's right.
Good. So no, I appreciate it, man. I love it, man. And shout out to everybody in the comments, Mike. And I'm gonna get out of here, man. Appreciate you for having me, brother.
Shotty, before you go, tell everybody where they can find you, my man.
Oh man, I'm all over the place, man. But generally, you can find me on Wednesday nights at Just My Damn Opinion. It's my own personal show, and I'll be honest with you guys. Sports is probably the last thing I talk about. I talk about a little bit of everything else other than sports because I'm on shows like this right here. My friend Sooner Legend. I'm on Respect the Hedges. Tuesday night. Yeah, I'm all over the place, man.
Well, Shotty, thank you so much for coming on. And like I told you before, y'all go, guys in my chat. If y'all's not subscribed to Shotty, Just My Damn Opinion, go to his channel. I love barbershop talk. I love getting out of the realm of sports. Shotty has it. It's actually funny.
It's therapy, man. It's therapy, man. It's therapy.
Yeah.
But Shotty, come back and visit us sometime, brother.
Yes. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
You guys be safe, man, and shout out to OU, man. Good luck next week, man. Who you guys got next?
Auburn.
we got Auburn.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. I think y'all. I'm probably yeah. I'm probably going with the points and everything on there. I like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys be safe, man.
Well,
All
take
right,
care,
All
Bishop,
right,
Big
brother.
then,
Mike,
man.
Sooner
All right,
Legend.
bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Shotty.
No, I'm saying I'm out of here, man. Y'all be safe.
All right, then.
You too,
Big
brother.
salute.
Big salute, brother. Well, we've been going for almost an hour and a half ourselves. Bishop, thank you so much for coming on. Love your wisdom, love your insights.
Gotcha.
Big Mike, our Monday show, Mike on Monday. I think we had a good show today. What do
Yeah.
you think, brother?
Before we let you go, Bishop, we gotta get a prediction. Give us a score prediction for
Yep.
Saturday down in Auburn.
You be
Yep, we
paying
put you on the
attention. I
spot.
noticed you be paying attention. All right. I really think no matter who it is, after the type of showing on offense, I think they're a little embarrassed. So I see where we'll come out 35-10 OU.
Oh,
I like it.
I
I
like it
like it.
too. 34-10 for Bishop.
Yep.
35-10. 5
Okay.
touchdowns.
What's yours, Mike?
Well, I'm looking at DraftKings right now. They got Oklahoma as 1.5. Minus 1.5 on the road.
Mm-hmm.
I think OU definitely covers.
Yeah.
I think I don't. I think we dominate them defensively. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say 31-3. That's what I think. That's what I want to see. I mean, their offense is struggling.
Mm-hmm.
They're like us. Their defense hasn't been playing too well. They had a quarterback controversy. The head coach is on the hot seat. I think we're going to go down there. With our rejuvenated offense and what Michael Hawkins bring, I'm going to go. What I say, 31-3.
I'm going to go. Let's see. Shoddy put his prediction 24-17 OU. Thank you, Shoddy. I'm going to go with, like Bishop says, our offense is torn, withered, and tattered. But I look for them to go down to Auburn at Jordan Hare and not play like world beaters, but improved through the week. I'm going to say 34-10 OU.
Okay. Yeah.
Game never in question.
I like
I
it.
like it. We all in agreement. OU.
And the
Yeah.
game never in question.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
Well,
Yeah.
hey man, I see a lot of disbelief right here on the score. I think Michael Hawkins going to give us a real shot to put some points on the board.
Yeah.
His
All right.
escapability and the ability to run is
Yeah.
going to be a game changer for us.
Right.
And I believe what has happened is the evolution of our offense. Actually, he's been working with the twos and threes, and when they're getting their shot, they look like they're ready to roll. Petaway looks totally different than last year.
Exactly. Petaway had an awesome game Saturday night.
And
As
then
far as
Reagan has some catches. So it's a matter of what the coaches staff trusts. But if nothing else, I know that I'm asking DeMarco Murray, hey, it's time to have our running back step up, and along with the
yeah,
offensive line, they need to do their job so that way we can have some success. So
Bishop, the first lady is quoting you. Sooners never flinch,
I
Bishop.
see it. I see it. I
Well,
love it.
listen,
I love it. Yeah, we never flinch. Hey, no doubt. Hey, we gotta go through this gauntlet. We're not scared, and it's time. Uh, it's time to do our thing, and we're glad to be in the SEC because when we get through with this, they'll know and they'll be speaking. They'll speak for us. We just do the work.
Mike, our good friend Ryman Lemon, who's the comedian of the chat. I love him to death. He said, Mike, you have to answer a question. Did you guys feel so underwhelming that you needed to get someone as handsome as Bishop Franklin?
I don't know. Hey, I've never claimed to be the best looking guy, but I
Me
get
either.
it done.
Oh, y'all ought to stop. No,
yeah.
Look, y'all helping me out. What you talking about?
Well, Bishop, Mike, thank y'all so much for coming on chat. Thank y'all for showing up. I apologize for banning somebody, but when you compare my beloved Sooners to the Iowa Hawkeyes, whom I've disliked since the Hayden Fridays, get your ass out the house. You are gone. You are not welcome.
Boomer.
Sooner. And guys,
all right, see y'all. Boomer Sooner.
Boomer Sooner, guys.